This video is an excerpt from a chapter of my science fiction novel entitled The SnapDragon Code by Jude Dupere-Douville. You can check out the others on my channel, The Apocalyptress. Please enjoy it. Evey wore her watch today and checked the time frequently. The time seemed to just be dragging on, she told herself with a sigh. I absolutely will not stay any later than I have to. Eventually, the women left the sunny patio area by the water and moved to the backyard where the pool and tennis courts were.
Anyone care for a game of croquet? Candace asks, hoping to get the women interested in something else, other than designer shoes and unfounded rumors. Sure, sounds like fun, Evey says, placing her gin and tonic on one of the outdoor tables.
And walking over to the beginner's mark, on the perfectly manicured expanse of level lawn. When they weren't gossiping, Senny's wife Marilyn and Raum's wife Sheila were fun to be with, so Evey intended to try and keep them focused on the game. The girls had time to finish their second round of cocktails and start up a second game of croquet before the men came around to see what they were up to.
Who's winning? Senny yells out while watching the women lean forward with their exposed cleavages or bending over with their tight shorts as they hit their balls through the gates.
Evey is winning, Candace says, sounding frustrated with her own standing.
Well, there's nothing like watching a group of beautiful women playing with balls, isn't that right, guys? Senny says while laughing out loud.
Then, emboldened by the alcohol, he tells Stan, you know, it's hard to find a pretty woman, with nice legs as well, and Evey has really nice legs.
Cut it out, Senny, and stop ogling her, okay? I've got some serious stuff to talk to you about later, and I want you somewhat sober, so slow it down, Stan says impatiently.
The Remills preferred using actual charcoal for their barbecues, so the aroma of lighter fluid and hot coals elicited childhood memories for Evey. So many late summer afternoons on the farm in New Hampshire, like this one. Once everyone began to assemble around the outside dining tables, Evey let her mother know that she wanted to spend a few days at the farm before summer ended.
We'll get the family together at the farm and have a barbecue, the way we used to. Come to think of it, I really miss those days, and I know Tom and his family will enjoy it too.
Overhearing Evey, Adam speaks up and says, next weekend, okay?
Remember, Adam, you won't be able to go out on the boat if we're at the farm. Do you still want to spend the weekend there?
Adam's reply came quickly and simply, yes, ma'am, as the food was being brought out to their table. These big steaks look good, Evey, but I like hamburgers just as much. Hamburgers and ice cream sandwiches. That's what we'll have next weekend at our barbecue, Adam says with anticipation.
This afternoon, the men and women had segregated themselves at separate tables. When the ladies hear Evey mention spending time at the farm, Candace asks, what kind of farm is this, a horse farm or agricultural?
Before Evey could answer her, Adam says, no, it's just a farmhouse, but we have 3 acres and an old well we think was dug back in the pioneer days. Adam answers with a bit of pride.
Well, normally we do grow some corn and tomatoes, but we didn't have a chance to do that this year. The property has been in my mother's family for over 100 years, Evey says, realizing her homestead would not be appreciated by these kinds of people. Well, that sounds charming and a much-loved place, I'm sure, Candace remarks as she then turns to the other women and begins a new topic of conversation.
While the men are wolfing down their meals at the other table, they begin to speak loud enough that Evey can pick up some of what they're saying. The subject matter sounded provocative. Evey could hear only bits and pieces of what they were saying, but she could tell their tone was becoming confrontational, even angry.
She hears Senny say, our goddamn bot factory in Beantown is getting too much publicity and I don't like it. Then Mitch adds, yes, we sure don't want people thinking we are getting ready to replace them just yet.
That follow-up comment immediately elicits a sarcastic chuckle from Senny.
Hell, you can't even go on the internet now without hearing about the depopulation agenda. So when Operation Clean Slate has done its job, Senny begins to say, now prompting Stan to growl, keep your voices down, we're not alone here, damn it.
At this point, Evey did not want Stan to think she was listening in, and so she decides to ask Adam what he thinks of the barbecued veggies. While the two of them are chatting, Evey tries her best to continue eavesdropping on the men's conversation.
What I was trying to say, Stan, is that we have to stop any media releases from that factory for a while. Once the reset is complete, and here Senny lowers his deep voice to a whisper, and there aren't enough healthy people left to run things, then people will consider the bots a godsend miracle technology. That's when the idea of a guaranteed income for what's left of them will go mainstream. Senny says, as he licks barbecue sauce from his fingers, while eating the barbecued ribs like they were corn cobs. Keep it down, Stan says once again. Wait till we're inside and we'll talk about these things, in private, Stan says, while leaning back and casually looking towards the ladies' table. Oh yeah, I forgot that we can't let Evey pick up on any of this. She might get mad at you and start asking questions, is that it? I can't believe she still doesn't know who you are and where you come from, Raum says somewhat sarcastically. Look guys, let's continue this conversation inside the Dragoneer while we play a game of cards, Stan says as he stands up to stretch his legs. Sure, and at the same time, why not show me around your new cruiser? I assume you've got a deck of cards in there. We'll be far enough away from the ladies so we can talk openly if you know what I mean. Raum says as he stands up and asks, do you have any good bourbon at the bar?
Stan shakes his head in the affirmative and then walks over to Evey's table and tells her that he and the boys will be playing cards out in the boat for a little while.
One game, that's all Evey. I know you're going to want to leave in an hour or so, Stan says and then kisses her on the cheek. Can I go with you guys? Adam asks, feeling a little out of place with the women. Not this time, buddy, but you and I can hang around tonight, okay? Stan says as he walks away, leaving Adam with the ladies.
Homemade strawberry ice cream with fresh strawberries was served for dessert. Adam did the honors of scooping out Bee's and Evey's ice cream, as well as his own big dish of the, as he put it, best ice cream I've ever tasted.
Hey Bee, can we get an ice cream maker so we can make our own like this? Maybe we can buy one before the party at the farm next week? Adam says enthusiastically.
We'll see, Adam. I'll have to look online and see how much they cost.
After finishing their dessert and wanting to keep Adam busy, Evey suggests the three of them start their own game of croquet.
Candace, you don't mind if we go out back and play croquet? Adam here needs a little exercise after that, as he put it, best ice cream ever, Evey says. No, go right ahead and we'll join you in just a little while, Cadas tells her.
As the three of them begin playing, Bee asks Evey if Adam could go out to the boat and get her sweater.
This time of year the afternoons can start cooling off fast, especially in the shade, Bee says.
Yeah, I'll go Evey, Adam says eagerly.
No, I'll get mine as well. I know where they are. Adam, let the guys enjoy themselves without you hanging around them, young man, Evey says, knowing full well that Adam wanted to go and see what the guys were up to.
As soon as Evey goes on board, she can hear them talking crossly among themselves. Her intention was to grab the sweaters from the sun deck where she had left them, and then exit immediately. However, what Senny was now saying suddenly caught her ear.
Stan, I don't want you getting upset over this, but I just got a call yesterday afternoon from our contact at the agency. They got a hit on a couple of the key words you submitted for their search algorithms. It might be nothing, but I wanted to let you know anyways.
Before reacting, Stan looks around the table at his associates and shrugs his shoulders as if to say, why bring this up now?
So why the hell didn't he call me directly? Why the hell didn't you call and tell me this right away, instead of waiting until today, when my family's here with me? I didn't think it was that important to you. From what my contact tells me, they've got a manuscript that they're looking at, that's all. Well, he said there's a picture of a little girl on the cover, and the Jewish word for Jew. Now, I haven't got a clue why you would ask them to screen for this. But apparently there's something out there that matches what you asked them to look for. That's all I know about it, and I'm just telling you what they told me, so please, don't shoot the messenger.
Stan's mind is racing, but he definitely will not let it show. He must retain his composure without making them aware of the significance of this harbinger. It was always a high-stakes game with these men, one he had successfully played up to now.
If it's what I think it is, I'll handle it with one of the jackals, that's all. Anyway, this matter doesn't concern any of you, it's personal.
Inside, however, he feels sick. Sick to his stomach, and so he let another shot of bourbon wash away the dread. He assures himself he will find out more about this on Monday. That book and its author will never see the light of day. After that uneasy situation passes, the subject of their discussion changes abruptly to something near and dear to Mitch's heart.
Damn those sexy bots, he says lasciviously. I've seen them and man, they're realistic as hell. Can you imagine fooling around with one of those machines? Almost as good as the real thing, and you don't have to dispose of the body, so it's all legal. I like them a little older, but nothing older than 15. By the way, Stan, you never told us this technology was so advanced. I couldn't believe it when you brought me down there to see them last month. Hell, and all this time I was thinking it would take years before we could do what we wanted with these sex toys. I mean, they are virtually real, and what's even better, they react any way you want them to. Stan, I doubted you and I never should have. You brought our ship home, so do you, Sutan. Changing the subject slightly, Stan, I want you to know you're a lucky man. Are you sure Evey isn't just Patra's clone? Remember the things you used to do with her? You know, Senny, if I were you, I'd keep my drunken mouth shut for the rest of the afternoon. This is why I don't like spending time with you guys.
Stan says as he throws his drink way across the stateroom, shattering it against the polished teak wood on the wall. Evey felt weak after hearing their conversation. She knew she had to get out of there pronto before any of them saw her.
What the hell are these guys talking about, she wondered. Are they all perverts?
She asks herself as she holds on to the sweaters and very quietly leaves the boat, hoping that none of the guys would see her leaving the dock from the ship's windows.
Sweaters, Evey says, showing the women at their table on her way to the backyard.
When she reaches Adam and Bea, she helps Bea put on a sweater and then quickly puts her own sweatshirt on.
Evey, that took a while. Are you ready to play? Adam asks impatiently.
I'll be right there. I'm going to get a drink, Evey says, as she walks back to the bar area and pours herself a straight shot of bourbon, from the same bottle the guys had already opened.